Welcome back, football fans. The FIFA World Cup 2026 is officially underway. And let me tell you, Day 2 delivered the absolute drama, goals, and unforgettable moments we've all been waiting for. We only had 2 matches today, but wow, did they give us plenty to talk about. Canada made their much-anticipated World Cup return right in front of their home crowd, while the United States, well, they sent a pretty powerful message to the rest of the tournament. In this explainer, we're going to break down every goal, every key moment, and what these results actually mean for the groups moving forward. So let's dive right in.
So the big question hanging over Day 2 was really about how these host nations would handle the immense, crushing pressure of a home World Cup. On one side, we had this incredibly tense, emotional battle up in Toronto. And on the other, an absolute masterclass of attacking football down in Los Angeles. Let's break down exactly who sent a massive warning shot to the rest of the world.
First up, Canada's hard-fought draw.
Okay, picture this. The atmosphere inside the stadium in Toronto was literally electric. We're talking thousands of Canadian supporters packing the stands, absolutely desperate to witness a dream start for their nation. And Canada came out swinging. They started incredibly aggressively, pressing high up the pitch, creating chances right out of the gate. Their attacking trio was moving the ball so fast, looking dangerous every single time they got into the final third. And after knocking on the door with several close opportunities, the breakthrough finally arrived.
The Canadian crowd absolutely erupted. Their team found the back of the net to take a 1-0 lead, and I mean, the roar in that stadium was deafening. At that exact moment, it really looked like Canada was cruising toward all 3 points. The official tournament headline hit the nail right on the head. 𝗏𝗏 to the rescue as Canada come back to hold Bosnia. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was just an absolute force out there. He acted as the complete focal point of that aggressive attacking setup to give Canada the edge they so desperately needed.
But, Bosnia and Herzegovina completely refused to back down. The European side kept their cool, stayed composed, and slowly, methodically began controlling possession. As the second half wore on, Bosnia started exposing these little gaps in Canada's defense. They were patient, they were highly tactical, and then came the equalizer. A beautifully worked attacking move ended with Bosnia and Herzegovina scoring a massive, crucial goal.
And just like that, we're leveled up at 1-1. The momentum totally shifted, and those final 20 minutes turned into an absolute slugfest. Canada pushed forward, desperately searching for a winner, while Bosnia defended bravely and even threatened on the counterattack. But neither side could find that final decisive goal before the referee blew the final whistle. Look, a point is always valuable at a World Cup, for sure, but for Canada, playing at home, they might feel like they missed a huge opportunity here to take control of Group B. For Bosnia, though, this was a massive result and a really strong start to their campaign.
Moving on to our next match, USA makes a statement.
Now, if that first game was a balanced back-and-forth battle, this second game was anything but. The United States stepped onto the pitch in Los Angeles determined to make a statement, and wow, did they ever deliver. From the opening whistle, the Americans played with just incredible intensity. Their passing was razor-sharp, their pressing was totally relentless, and that attacking movement gave Paraguay nightmares all night long. The breakthrough arrived super early, 1-0. And they weren't done. Just minutes later, boom, they strike again, 2-0. Now, Paraguay did manage to find a goal to give themselves a glimmer of hope, making it 2-1, but the U.S. didn't even blink. Instead of panicking, they just turned up the heat, firing in a third goal and eventually adding a late fourth. Game over.
While Canada battled to end their tournament points drought with that hard-fought draw we just talked about, headlines confirmed that the USA completely brought the wow factor. They proved they absolutely do not panic under pressure. They just controlled possession, stayed completely organized, and ruthlessly dismantled their opponent.
And we absolutely have to talk about 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. He was clinical out there, rightfully bagging the Superior Player of the Match award and grabbing an early lead in the race for the Adidas Golden Boot. His finishing was just top class. He totally fueled this blowout and proved that the U.S. has a genuinely lethal striker leading their front line.
The final whistle confirmed a devastating 4-1 scoreline. The United States didn't just win this match, they completely dominated it. Putting up a 4-goal performance right out of the gate immediately places them among the most exciting teams to watch in this entire tournament. For Paraguay, well, there is still time to recover, but they've got some serious improvements to make before their next match.
Okay, let's take a look at the group stage standings.
Now that the dust has settled on Day 2, here is exactly how things are shaping up. In Group B, Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina are sitting dead level with 1 point apiece. That means Canada's upcoming fixtures against Switzerland and Qatar, yeah, those have suddenly become absolute do-or-die situations.
Meanwhile, over in Group D, the United States has taken complete control with 3 points, leaving Paraguay stuck at 0. And remember, it's not just about the points here. The U.S. built up a massive goal difference, and that could become a wildly crucial tiebreaker later on in the group stage.
Let's highlight our Day 2 star performers.
Let's look at the incredible contrast we saw on the pitch today. On one hand, you have the American forwards who are just clinical and totally ruthless. On the other hand, you've got the Bosnian defense, who are incredibly resilient. They stayed remarkably calm under some extreme pressure to earn a massively important point.
We also really need to give a huge shout out to the USA midfield. They completely controlled the tempo and dictated the entire flow of their game. And finally, the Canadian supporters. The atmosphere they created up in Toronto was absolutely incredible. I mean, they delivered true, undeniable World Cup passion from the first minute to the last.
So Day 2 might have only featured 2 matches, but it gave us everything we wanted. Incredible goals, drama, and pure excitement. Canada proved they've got the fight, and the USA proved they have the absolute firepower. With these 2 hosts already making their mark, who is going to step up and dominate Day 3? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to break down all the action from the FIFA World Cup 2026.